Hey. Hello. How the heck you doing? My keyboard's a little too wide for that. Anywho, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? It has been like this uber productive day. Oh, what? I don't understand. Okay. So, uber productive day. Who's having a productive day? It's a productive Monday, and I'm still drinking coffee. Richie was like, "Is that another cup of coffee?" I'm like, "Are you coffee judging me? Knock it off." I will drink coffee at 2:30 in the afternoon if I want to. How are you guys today? Don't coffee judge me. One of my spawnlings. I'm like, don't do it. It ain't gonna go well. Anyhow, hi everybody. It is middle of the afternoon, isn't it? And I'll tell you why I did not do. I'll tell you why I didn't do. Good morning, afternoon. I'll tell you why I wasn't on first thing this morning. So Mondays, I have slated as I'm going to find a book and sit on the couch and read. This is good for my soul. I haven't sat down and read in a very long time. And I mean, like, who can consume a book in a day? I used to be able to. I used to sit down and read a whole book in a day. And now I don't have the attention span to sit still. Like, I have the attention span of a gnat. It's ridiculous. You would think the more spiritual you get, the more zen you get, the more you can sit still, right? Yeah. Didn't happen that way. That's because what? Everyone's intuitive journey is unique. So, hi everybody. Hi first timers. So, let me share what went on with my morning, which was really quite beautiful. So I got up this morning late because I laid back down at 7:30 because I went, the sun's not up high enough yet. Nighthawk Dana, how are you? Yes, I missed you in the mornings. I'm usually on at like 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. So yeah, hi. This morning the sun just wasn't up high enough. It was offensive. So I laid back down and I said, well, okay. So I had something that I wanted to do this morning. I'm wonderful. And you? You need coffee? Allie, you want to meet for breakfast? We can have coffee. Not today. It's too late. But I wanted to get up this morning and I wanted to do Qigong. Now, it was a big deal. Doesn't sound like a big deal, but it was a big deal because I'm unable to turn my neck and quite a few. It's your birthday Thursday? You want to go out for your birthday? You want to go do something? Want to do a couple's date? We could do that. Let me know. My neck's not turning very well. I need to practice moving. So good morning, Heather. Good morning, Katrina. So I turned on my Qigong this morning. I got up, took my shower, turned on my Qigong, and I was going to do this in the living room. This is an epic error. Because with the winter, we have the cats inside. There are 4 cats. I'm really not a cat person. I cannot wait to be able to put the cat door in. I really can't wait to put the cat door in. And then we have the Great Dane and we have the Basset Hound. So I'm trying to do Qigong in the living room and they're going, what are you doing? I don't understand because I usually hide in my bedroom and do it, but my bedroom's a mess. So that's another story, whatever. And so Odin is crawling up my wazoo trying to figure out why I'm flailing about doing Qigong. And I kept whacking him in the head. And I'm like, you need to leave me alone, man. You're breaking my zen. So he eventually went and laid down. So I finished my qigong, and that was wonderful because within that qigong, I do a good, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes of standing meditation, and I love standing meditation. Who on here has tried standing meditation? Raise your hand. Have you tried standing meditation? I love it, and it's just, I don't know, it's just this completion of a circuit of energy. It is so amazing, and I don't do it. Are you insane? I don't do it often enough. I am insane. No, I'm not insane. In my brain. I don't do it often enough. I don't meditate often enough for my own spiritual whatever. And I know that. Heather John, isn't it amazing? Standing meditation is amazing. It sounds uncomfortable and all that, but when you really get settled into it, what happens is you discover where you hold your anxiety and your tension and your stress in your body, and you have no choice but to recognize it and let it go. I'm gonna be sitting. It really is very freeing, Allie. It really is. So once you and Richie in the meantime has sat down in the chair, and he's laying on his phone laughing at the dogs while I'm meditating. Yes, standing meditation within qigong is one of the most popular and most widely used meditations within this practice. Stuck in bumper to bumper traffic in Key West. Oh, you're in Key West. So I need a haircut in the worst way. Ooh, look at that. Woo, lower day. So anyway, so I did my qigong, right? I'm done with the story. You're already laughing too hard. So I got my meditation in, which felt wonderful. I needed that. You ever just feel like, oh, I really should meditate, and then you step away from that and you don't get it done? When you get that feeling, that pull. Allie does animal communication. Allie, you can put your link up here if you'd like. Allie is an amazing animal communicator. Absolutely an amazing animal communicator. Like, hey, scratch me, scratch. Stop. Done? Thank you. So I did my meditation, and I felt so much better. Yes, she does pets that cross over as well. Absolutely. She's amazing. Allie, if you want to put your link up here, you're more than welcome to. So then I went, okay. And one of the reasons I needed to, look at this over here. Oh, where's it over here? One of the reasons I needed to meditate, I was behind on getting the membership meditation up. So there's a group, the My Mystical Life membership, right? Psychic Develop membership. I was supposed to have it out Friday, and I try to hold myself to my deadlines, but I've been very, very not hitting the mark on that recently. I'm doing better. So every day and every way, right? So I sat down after my meditation, and I put out 3 meditations, one right after another. And let me tell you what, you guys, the first, because I had no idea what these meditations were going to be. I had no idea. I was like, okay, I need to know do a meditation, but I don't know what it is. Let's just jump into this and do it. There's Allie's link, you guys. If you guys can see it. If you cannot see it, please let me know and we will forward it. So I have posted the meditation for grounding to all levels this month, Autumn. All levels within the My Mystical Life membership have the grounding meditation. It is out and available right now. Let me tell you what. Spirit walked in, because you guys, anybody that's in the group knows when I do a meditation, it is all spirit. I just step aside and I just let them say whatever they want to say, and it's just the weirdest thing, right? Oh, that hair. And I was wowed. I was sitting next to myself going, oh wow, that's deep. And it's so my guides did a grounding and another, so they did 3 different meditations, one each month: grounding, centering, and protection. The protection meditation that I have set for April, you guys, is off the chain. Yeah. Yeah. It just was like, so I actually sat and did the background music for it and everything. And so it is available on all levels this month. So you have a new meditation out there, you guys. It is the Grounding 2023 meditation. It is fabulous. I'm in love with it. I'm going to sit down and do it myself this evening because when I'm doing it, can I get preview links? I don't know. I just know that if you go into the membership, Dana, it's on the membership. Right? So you can, I don't know if there's preview links. Hey, Angel. So that is available, all levels this month. The grounding meditation. I could not tell you, other than working with Gaia, that it was just amazing. It was just amazing. Sitting back and listening to it as spirit come across. I'm cheating the system and getting them early. It's available. Oh, you mean for April, March and April? Ow. No cheating. No cheating. But the grounding one is out right now. Tonight's class, I don't know what it's on. I have no idea. Mr. Fry is doing class tonight. And then Laura Keating, the beautiful Laura Keating, is in the process of relocation. So next week I will be doing a class. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do a class on this week or next week. Tonight's Sam's, but next week is me. So I'm not quite sure. Or if somebody wants to come in and do a guest class, they're more than welcome to do that as well. So I might put that out to everybody to see if anybody wants to come on and do a guest class. But we're going to do some readings this afternoon. But anyways, so I sat down. Trudy Gale, good afternoon. So I sat down today. I did some exercise and I did some meditations, and it's just a really great afternoon. And I need a haircut like hell won't have it, man. Oh my God. You ever get to that day that you go, oh, this is enough. This is enough. I feel like the flying nun. It'd be cute if it did it like, I have one side goes this way, one side goes, it's the weirdest thing. And there we are. So tonight's class, 7 Central, right? 7 Central. The link is out in the private membership. Oh, the other thing I want to talk about is if you're a My Mystical Lifer, we have a new community on your My Mystical Life webpage. There's a new community. So it used to be where we couldn't go live or anything. There is a fully active, constantly live chat room going on in the community now. I've not tried it yet. I think we should make an appointment and all meet in this chat room and see how it works. But I guess you can go click the live and see who's in there at any given time. I don't know. They just switched it. It was just switched today. So that is a pretty neat feature for people that want to do readings within the group. And I'm not quite sure how it works, but from what I understand, it works just like Zoom. I understand it works just like Zoom. So you should be able to see each other and talk to each other. I don't know. I have not done it yet. So I was afraid to touch a button. You know how that goes. Okay, here we go. People are like, why the hell is she not reading? She's just talking. It was a good morning. It's a good morning. Good enough. I might even cook dinner. No, we're having hamburgers. Okay, let's pull a card. Let's see where we're at today. What is our card for today? I feel like I should pull from this deck, and I've been feeling like that today. So, what was in that bag? That's long. I had so much fun doing this morning's meditation. I mean, I really did. What the heck is that? I cannot see your name. Oh, it's a chunk of selenite. Mr. Fry's cards has a huge chunk of selenite in it. Do you guys know why there's a chunk of selenite in Mr. Fry's cards? Who knows? Who knows, right? No, I know, but do you guys know? Okay. Hi, Diana. So this weekend, if you are local to the Defiance area, we have a to clean them. Absolutely correct, Pam. They keep the cleansing and he hides it from me. Cleanses the cards. Absolutely. If you're local to the Defiance area, we have Drumming Circle on Saturday at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. we are doing Drumming Circle on Saturday. So if you're local, hint, hint, Allie Rosebach. Bring your drum. I didn't want to say he hides them. I'm sure he does. I found new growth on all your plants today. Super excited that you haven't killed them. I understand the joy. I do. I have the black thumb of death. As a shaman, you would think that would be like the opposite, right? But no. Jazz. Okay. All right. So I have in front of me a deck of cards, but I think today we'll actually do a couple Akashics. You guys in for some Akashics? Right? Look, Courtney's like, yes, I learn something new every day. Selenite is wonderful for cleansing your cards and for cleansing all of your other crystals. Just don't soak it in water. Akashics. I think we're going to do Akashics. I'm trying to decide whether I want to do a James Van Prague event. It's a large event, a very large event, and it'll be right before Saminar's, my 34th anniversary. So, the cats are going crazy in their room. I don't know if you can hear them. It sounds like cat wars. But I'm trying to decide whether I want to do this event or do I want to save my money and go to Europe for 2 weeks next year? How about both? How about we just manifest the prosperity for both? Okay. If everybody could share one time, that'd be great. We're going to pull a card and then we're going to move on to Akashics. Cats are nuts. Cats are nuts. And the least graceful cats on the planet, by the way. The least graceful cats. The black one sounds like a freight train coming down the steps. Boom, 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 boom. What? It's very counter cat. Very counter cat. Okay. He's not very graceful. Oh, you can't make it up. You cannot make it up. What did I say today's meditation is? Hi, Shirley Shannon. It is on grounding. Look at that earth card. Being in conjunction and connection with our planet, not only being conscious of everything we do every day to try and protect our planet, but connecting our energy to the planet to help flush our own energy, right? That's a super important. Staying grounded, releasing the crap from our life that doesn't serve us. This is so incredibly important. So many people manifest yuck in their life. Who's done this? And I know I have. I absolutely know, especially in the last couple of months. People are like, Lisa's not very active anymore. Well, if I am in a funk, you guys, there's no sense in me being online. Honest to God. Because I emanate it. It's horrible. So you can tell I'm feeling better, right? I wasn't grounding enough. I wasn't taking care of my energy enough. I was in a place. So we do get that way. The best way to get out of these situations is to take care of our own energy and turn inward, let crap go, right? So make sure you take the time to ground. However works for you. Walk in your bare feet. Isis, I just realized something today. I did. I absolutely realized something today. I forgot to get something to Aaron. It hit me today like a freight train. I went, oh, crap. Like I could have had a V8. Tanya Lee. I realized it this morning. So that'll be on its way tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day it is. Make sure you're taking care of your own energy, you guys. Get out there and ground, walk in your bare feet, play in the plants. Even if it's house plants work as well, eat a nice, good meal. You'd be surprised in the million different ways you can ground. What's your guys' favorite way? Catching on your lunch break. Awesome. What's your favorite way to ground, you guys? How do you ground? Sorry, my neck's tight. How do you guys ground? How do you like to ground? When you sit there and visualize your, no, Isis, I forgot to send him something from his I know, but you're like, what's from Aaron? See, you didn't even remember either. It hit me today that I forgot to send Aaron a deck of cards because within her Isis's practice each month, she gives away a deck of cards, right? There's a mystery deck of cards that we send out to people. That's, if you're joining the practices and stuff. I totally, why? I was in Texas at that point. Yeah. That's where I was. Let's see. Walking is great, right? You're recovering from an emergency open appendectomy. I saw that online, Shirley. I'm so glad you're doing better. Gardening, love gardening. I cannot wait, you guys. We haven't been home in like 10 years. Not even kidding. So my front yard, I put pavers down, like concrete pavers down and I covered up my English garden that I used to have in the front of the house because frankly, nobody weeded it and it became nothing but a weed bed. So I covered it up and just sprayed it, So this year I get to take those up. So excited. So excited about gardening. Cleaning, barefooting. Okay. Music, great. Greenhouse in my house, accidentally lose time there all the time. Love walk barefoot outside, but not when it's cold, right? First thing in the morning outside with my feet in the grass doing equal breathing and listening to shamanic music. I love it, Trudy. You are like my spirit animal. Sitting on the edge of the water. Please be careful as you do that, Heather. You are in Florida and things want to eat you. Oh, you're purging the house again? Stagnant energy. My husband is afraid because I have told him I'm purging the house here shortly as well. I've never had a garage sale, but I'm gonna. I was putting my favorite music and sing my heart out, get your heart back centered. Rest and smoke some herb. A lot of people do that, right? He forgot to, it hit me like this morning. It just went, in the middle of nothing. I went, oh shit. Also did the same at bedtime. Yes. Love getting in the earth, sitting in the sunshine. Isn't that a great one? Love sitting in the moonlight, you guys. Who is a moon child? Who is snuggles with the dogs are pretty grounding too. Yeah, absolutely. Who's a moon child? Who likes to sit in the moonlight and just feel that absolute release? It's just amazing, right? Can I get a whoop whoop? Can I get a whoop whoop? Let's do a whoop whoop. Let's see who's here. I have a huge connection with the moon. It used to scare me. Like I could do out of body just by staring at the moon. It used to scare me. I just don't stare at the moon as much anymore unless I really want to do something spectacular. But I can sit outside under that moon. Doesn't matter whether it's full or not, and just get lost. So when you're in meditation and your body starts to do this, and you're supposed to go, okay, let's let go, let's go where spirit wants us to go, and you go. Oh, I used to suck back down and go, no. Now I just go, let's do it. Okay. So, Mystical Gypsy, hey heart, Dark Crystal Sage and drumming are grounding for you. Love it. You do that too much. Yeah, sucking back in, going, I'm not ready for it. I'm not ready for it. Okay, moving on. Jesus, we're doing Akashic today. And I would like to do an Akashic for you. I don't know where I'm going. I never know where I'm going. Right, Courtney, me too. Sometimes I never know where I'm going when I start these. I do know some of the sensations that I start with. So Jesus, I want to start with a lot of noise. You get lost in the flames of the fire. Yeah, that's a neat one, right? I want to go revolutionary, actually. Akashic records are a record of everything your soul ever does, whether it's this lifetime or multiples. knowing that all lifetimes that can be happening at the exact same time, because we are the only timeline that has time, right? So everything else is just all happening at the same time. So this is a record of something that the soul has encountered or is encountering. I love doing these readings. These are some of my favorite. I love spending time in the Akashic Halls. And why do we need to know where we've been? Because it's part of our lesson. It's part of how we figure out what we're trying to achieve. Oh, look, 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 look. We have a troll. I got him. There we go. That was quick. Okay. Whack-a-mole. Whack-a-troll. Okay. So Jesus, I want to talk about noise. I hear noise, and I specifically hear, and I wish I could explain how I know what it is, but I know it's a musket ball. I'm given the visual of a musket ball. Hi, Vicky. Whizzing by the ear. I hear lots of gunfire, and I smell black powder. I feel a musket ball go by the head. Interesting. I'm actually given a name. I'm given a name. I don't get names very often, so when I do, it's kind of cool. I hear Thomas, and they called him Tommy. He was a younger person in a situation where he was not equipped mentally to handle it. I'm going to call this revolutionary. I'm going to call this revolutionary, and I'm going to call it. He's not English. And I can tell you that because as I'm like, which side are we on? I get, if he had been English, he'd have been trained and ready for this. This would not have scared him at all because he had already had to go across the oceans to get here. You know, he was braced. He would have been braced for it. This is somebody that was on the New Colony side. They were fighting for independence, and he felt like that he needed to go out and do this. But I really don't think he was prepared for the amount of, I'm sorry, but I don't think he was prepared for the amount of blood. He thought war was going to be this heroic thing. And it was at the beginning of the Revolutionary War. It wasn't into it because the illusions had fallen away at that point, right? So this young man thought, I'm going to go in, I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight, and I'm going to be spectacular. And I'm going to come home a hero. And what he found was he came home, he survived, but I don't think he survived with all of his appendages. I think, hi, Nia. I think that he was mentally incapacitated at some point where he just had, he was like cut out of the regiment. Like, you can't, you're being more of a draw than you are of an asset. Now, is this a bad thing? Absolutely not a bad thing. I don't want you to think that at all. This was just a young man that wasn't supposed to be in this situation. I feel like he joined up, and he shouldn't have been there. He was way too young, like not even 16. He was not emotionally braced for this. I also have to tell you that he, Ellie Coyle, I need to talk to you. I think we should get together and do a reading. I also want to say I feel like he. Oh, so I want to talk. Okay, he wants to talk about siblings. He wants to talk about siblings. He wants to talk about three brothers. He wants to talk about three brothers. Oh, this is sad. Okay, so he wants to talk about three brothers, but I don't think that they made it back. I don't think they were older, and I don't think they made it back. And so what this did is actually make him or teach him how to be the emotional and financial provider for the home. He did something with his hands, and I actually see silver. So I actually see where he would be working with metal, or he would be, I don't know what kind of silver. They just showed me the color silver, and that he was working with something, and he was polishing. He was creating, though. He was a creator. It was something the family did. Um, Tom, Thomas, Tommy. I will tell you that what he did lose was probably a leg. It feels like this phantom leg situation. And something, he got hit in the face with something, he had some damage to his face. It wasn't visible, but he like his sense of smell was affected. I know that's very weird, but his sense of smell was affected, and possibly vision in one eye. So what I can tell you about this young man is this. He learned a totally different lesson than what he thought he was going to learn. He learned a totally different lesson though. He thought he was going to go out, be in war, and be this hero, and come home and be like, here I am, right? But what he learned was humility. He learned his own worth when it comes to an emotional aspect rather than physical aspect. Okay. He learned how to be a provider and how to be the strong individual for the family. And that not everything is about going out and raising arms. I can also tell you that this gentleman, um, thank you. I can also tell you that this gentleman found a great love in his life and had 3 children. I don't know why that's important. And there's something about a family business. There's something about a family legacy, a family skill set. I wish I could see what they were doing with that silver. It's almost like they're making jewelry, or because this is a past life. As I'm seeing this person, they're dressed very finely, and they're presenting things to people that are dressed very finely. And he could not stand for people to look at his lack of appendage, like his lack of his leg, and be like, oh, he couldn't stand that, because he was proud to have done what he did. And that was a small sacrifice. He felt like most of his work happened after that. I hear the name Kincaid. I hear the name Kincaid. I don't usually get names, so for me to get a last name as well is quite interesting. And of course, my mind goes immediately to like Thomas Kincaid, the painter, but that is not. But they're talking about a range of art. This family had a range of art. And there are similarities between this particular lifetime, and that's always why they come forward with past lives that are relevant to what's going on in life right now. Experience that you've had in the past, while may have felt you left you with a little bit of a deficit, you learned so much and were able to do so much more because of it. And they're like, this is a pattern. This is a pattern that your soul is learning very efficiently. That not every success looks like success. That not every win looks like a win to start with. Absolutely. And I think you're doing wonderful. They're like, it's wonderful. You're doing wonderful. Hmm. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Move on. We're moving on. Moving on. Okay. Oh, dang. Okay. Can I get a whoop whoop? Hi, everybody. We're doing Akashic Records today. We are doing past lives and Um, I always get a kick out of when I'm doing past lives. People are like, well, I want to know about my ancient Egyptian connection. I've had some really weird ones. People ask about things over time. It's all been a very much a learning experience. Just know that if I bring across in a past life, it is a lifetime that your guides feel is needs to be laid in front of you right now because it's relevant to what you're learning right now. Okay. Sometimes I get the choice of a couple different past lives and I have to pick and choose, but it's really, really very interesting to see what comes across, right? You're very welcome, Jesus. You're very welcome. Let's see. Somebody's making my ears pop. Okay, I see one. Kira. Budding? Is it budding? Mm-hmm. 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 Gotcha. Gotcha. Awesome. Interesting. Okay, I want to start with horses. I want to start with horses. Um, I don't know where I'm going with it, but I get the distinct feeling of riding fast, like fast. In the mountains. This is interesting. This is going to be fun. So if you've not been on very long, I'm a horse person. Okay. If we start hawking horse people over here on the side, horse people will talk forever. Okay. We'll talk forever about like the weirdest things. That the last one was for Jesus. So this one absolutely has to do with horses, high rates of speed, um, a degree of danger, a degree of danger. I hear, I'm just getting words thrown at me like mountain passes. Truth, us horse people. We will talk about the strangest things. Mhm, we will. Not PG-13 either. Just because, horse breeding. I am in a quandary. I don't know whether to breed my mare this year or not. Okay. I'm going with this. This is a young man. This is a young man, Kira. He is a talkative young man, like talkative, very talkative. Talks to himself. He talks to his horse, which is adorable. He talks to his horse. Works alone. This is great. I'm just going to tell you, he's Pony Express. I love it. I've never done Pony Express before. This is kind of cool. I have to talk about the quality of looking behind himself all the time. Like he's constantly checking behind him. He's constantly checking behind him. Colleen, hello. So I'm going to say he's in a territory that is not the safest. Okay, he's going over what I want to consider a mountain range. Uh, it's just a tricky area because it's like so many places to hide, so many places to hide. And his horse is he has a couple horses. He has a couple horses. I feel like he has actually tells me this is I know it's the strangest thing, right? Why is this important? Why is how many horses we have important? We're gonna get there. I know we are. I just have to follow down the rabbit hole. He has three horses. and he spent a good amount of money on his horses. So what he's talking about, I get this. I get this. He talks about having horses at different destinations, so he could get to where he needed to be. He could ride his horse hard, get where he needed to be. And if he had to take off and go again, he would take his horse and his next horse and he would go back. And then he had like this leg, a 3-leg tour that he would do for the Pony Express where he could get a day's rest, but his horse would get much more rest than he did. So he would have 3 horses that he could do 3 different legs, and he could continue to do this. And he would take after he would be done with his 3-leg session of, I don't even know anything about the Pony Express other than how I really don't know a whole lot about it. But he would say after his tour going across, he would take a break. So his horse would get a week's break, and then he would go back and do the same thing over again. Horses, in your husband's words, are black holes for money. Yes, they are. They absolutely, they poop it out on the ground. But this speaks a lot. This is somebody that took great care in other things. It was somebody that had a lot of compassion, didn't want to overwork their animal. And that says a lot about a person. It really does. I don't know that everybody was like this. Maybe they would buy another horse and another thing and then run it into the ground. I don't know. But he talks about, and this was just about a very young part in his life. Good morning, Miriam. Afternoon. This was at a very young point in his life. And I want to say he was like right around 18 years old. Because he would just ride, and he rode very hard. And he had a lot of, I want to say, respect for people that were older that did this, because this was really hard work. Anybody that's ridden a horse high rates of speed for long distances of time, or in a carriage or in a wagon, whatever, it's hard on the body. But he saw what he didn't want. Isn't this interesting? He enjoyed what he did. He enjoyed the freedom of what he did. But he also saw what he didn't want. He could see only date a guy who was kind to his animals, he will treat you the same way, right? So Morgans were very common out in the West, right? Absolutely. A foundation breed. A lot of Morgan blood and quarters, aren't there? Isn't a lot of Morgan blood and quarter horses? Morgan and I don't even remember now. So he saw what he didn't want to do for the rest of his life, because he didn't want to be like some of those men that just, that's all they did was they went back and forth and didn't have a life. So what I see next is him taking his 3 horses. Why these 3 horses are important, I'm not quite sure. But he takes his 3 horses and he puts them in a, this is what they're showing me. It's like a movie. It's really cool, you guys. If I wish you guys could see my hauls, because it comes across as a movie over top of the books. He puts them in a paddock. He brings them home and he puts them in a paddock and he gives them lots of hay. And then he goes out and does his own thing. He goes out and farms, or however he builds his family, but he provides for those horses. This is just the weirdest little past life. He provides for those horses for the rest of their lives, and they have a wonderful, cushy life. Were they young when he was riding them? Probably not. Probably very, aged horses. But he talks about appreciating the things in life that get us where we are. Being appreciative of the stepping, oh, that's it. Being appreciative of the stepping stones that have helped us get to where we are in life at this time. And just because something is a little bit older and a little bit more used and a little bit more worn doesn't mean it doesn't have value. But it does mean that it may need a little bit more care. And when it comes time to let go of the things that have served you very, very well, it should be done with love and appreciation and care, respect. And how one thing, and I know I keep calling them things, the horses. This is really they're talking and very metaphorically at this point. How one thing can be many things. What used to be a lifeline for money, for income, for support, may eventually become a child's best friend. Something to how things morph over time and become what we need in the moment. So don't discount something as just being useful in this moment. It could span generations. I don't know. That is the strangest little Koshik, but they're like, it's just very, a really amazing past life. Good afternoon, Penny. Good morning, Parrot. I'm seeing what else I can get from it. Worth its weight in gold. Worth its weight in gold. It does sound like a great reminder for many, doesn't it? So it does. Horse people, love your horses. Okay. Um, it's the horse owner most of us want to be, but we can't always be that. Yeah, that's what I have for you. Hopefully it makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense today and the correlation between that life and this, give it a couple days. I think you'll see some similarities in that. Absolutely. All right. Nancy Thomas, are you still here? You're a horse person. I'm a horse people without a horse. You need one? Two for sale. Hey, you guys. I have two 2-year-olds. I'm going to keep one. That Mary ain't going to last forever. Her mama ain't going to last forever. So can't let go of those lines. Yes, you're still here. Okay. Nancy, I want to bring across the lifetime of it's a female past life. Interesting. What line do they go back to? I have bar links. I have bar link courses. I have bar links, and then on the other side, I have foundations that go back to Croton Oil. Okay. I want to go to Nancy. I want to go to interesting. Yeah, horses. Yeah, they're wonderful for the soul. I want to go to Hanoverian, big horse. Everybody else is probably in the My Mystical Life on the My Mystical Life page, Diana. Yeah, most people are on the My Mystical Life page. Billy Ann, how the heck are you? So, Nancy, I want to talk, and I'm kind of waiting to get more information. The first piece of information I get is singing. I actually kind of want to go gypsy on this. I kind of want to go. I don't think I've ever done a gypsy past life like this online. It's very nomadic feeling. It's very a very sensual feeling lifetime, and I just feel like this person sang, and they sang from the heart. They sang about old things and traditions. A beautiful, deep, rich voice. Beautiful, deep, rich voice. And this is so funny. I'm just going to tell you exactly what I get. She was wanted. Oh my goodness, men wanted her. But she was married. This is so interesting. People wanted men wanted her, and she was married and loved her husband dearly. Your singing is awful. That's okay. It doesn't have to apply in this lifetime. But it's the feeling of the sway that I get with her mostly. The feeling of the sway. She loved that. She loved that people appreciated what she did, but she also loved that men wanted her. She loved that part of it. She thought that was awesome, right? But she didn't ever do anything about it because she absolutely loved her husband. But what I will tell you is she capitalized on it. Oh my gosh, that's interesting. so I'm sitting here, I'm like, how did she capitalize on this? She would walk around. I really do feel like this is gypsy. This is amazing. She would walk around singing. You never know what's going to come up in one of these things, you guys, really, because this might sound a little iffy, right? She would walk around singing, and she would be attracting the male aspects in the crowd, like being very sensual in her dancing and all that. And then everybody else would pickpocket them. Oh my gosh. So she was the distraction. She was the distraction. It's interesting. I'm trying to figure out what the correlation is. It made her feel valuable. It made her feel appreciated. It caused, of course, a lot of anger issues with people in towns. And I feel like she had close calls. Like I feel like she had close calls where she was blamed for this. Of course, she would have been blamed for this, right? If she was the distraction, she's going to be put out there and be blamed. And she talks about close calls where she would have been taken into custody and questioned, but she had nothing on her, so they could not do anything to her. But she was scared at times. She was scared. While she knew what she needed to do to help facilitate bringing in funds for the group of people she was with, um, she was also scared of getting in trouble. She didn't want to get in trouble. And I feel like there was a moment in time where she was incarcerated for longer. So I feel like she was pulled into a jail. And the thing that I get with this is the smell. I get the smell of this cell that she was in, and it was just disgusting. It was just disgusting. Oh, look at that. We have a troll, and now we don't. They're gone. And I get a lot of tears. I get a lot of depression. I get a lot of, I feel like she was there like weeks, like weeks. Oh, there's another one. Let's get rid of that one. There we go. Gotcha. Thank you. Okay. Because I'm sitting here going, what is this? What is this really relevant to? What are we working on? What's the issue? And they talk about her release. They talk about her being brought back out, not her being released from there was some kind of money exchange that she was released from the cell. And the scar that this left on her, the emotional turmoil that this left on her, where she had to change the way she was doing things and refuse to be put out in front of other people to be blamed. It scared her enough. It left enough damage to her that she stepped away from what she was called to do or what she was told to do and refused to do it. So this is about changing her patterns. It really was about changing her patterns. And I feel like she had less money, you know. She was kind of cast aside a little bit because if you're not helping everybody, then you're only in here for yourself kind of thing. It was an all or nothing kind of thing. So I feel like she suffered from her decisions because she decided she wasn't going to do that. But what she did do was she changed her trajectory of her life. She became less of how to put that? She became a more solid person because of her decisions. And it was a fear factor. It was a fear factor. It wasn't a guilt factor because she's like, I got the money, that's fine, but I'm not doing that again, because I don't want to do that. But she made a conscious decision to change how she brought in income. I don't know how she changed it. I mean, I don't know what she did after that to bring in income, but the important aspect is she changed her mind. And in changing her mind, she changed her actions, which changed what she had come in. And she might have had less, but she felt better about everything. Also need to let you know that her husband was better with her for not going out and being a distraction. And she talks about having less gold. She talks about having less jewelry, less things, but better emotional energy. And that she grew to be quite old. And she liked to pipe. Weirdest information. This makes a lot of sense. Okay. I'm glad it makes sense because I'm sitting here going, holy crap, this is the strangest lifetime to bring across. But it's about decisions and the actions that are taken because of it and the change that brings about happiness. And money is not always everything. So, yeah. I hope that's helpful. I know she's Romanoff. I keep hearing it and I wasn't saying it. I'm like, that's really what it is. I'm like, yeah. So, all right, guys. I'm going to go outside for a while because it's beautiful out. And Sam will be on membership tonight with class. Don't forget, if you're in the My Mystical Life membership, you can go to, where is it? Here we are. You can go here to become a member and get in on all of the meditations and, well, depending on your level and all that stuff that's in the library, right? Very surprising. Good. I'm glad it's helpful, though. Stop. So Sam will be in class tonight. There's the grounding meditation is up in the membership. You guys can go find that there. Yeah, the dog wants to go outside. He definitely does. Okay, calm down. So everybody have a wonderful afternoon. Find light, find love, find joy. Feel divine because you are. And if Mr. Fry were here, he would say, have a wonderful afternoon. And he will see you this evening. And I hope everybody has a great day. All right, guys. Bye. If I didn't get you, I'm so sorry. All right, guys.